So, almost 3 years later, hundreds of projects, and pretty much every single BubVisuals video ever made, I'm finally moving on from my mid-2017 5K iMac. Let's talk about that. So, here it is. Now, chances are you've probably seen this in the background of several of my videos, and I've gotta say, this thing has been an absolute champ. It's ripped through my videos, it's been used on other projects, it's survived like 5 different cameras, runs Final Cut, Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, all that good stuff. So, why am I getting rid of it, and what am I switching to? Well, in this video, I'm going to attempt to answer both of those things, but also kind of think it deserves its own farewell. I mean, this has powered every single video on the channel, with the exception of a few, and it was back in August 2018 when I got this computer that I actually started to make these videos. I mean, sure, I'd made a few fun videos before then, but if I were to have to point to where BubVisuals truly began, it would definitely be September 2018. So why is this computer so significant? So I think it's first of all important to understand where I'm coming from as a computing user. I was never raised in an environment where there were Macs. I was raised in a PC environment. I don't even think I saw a Mac computer till I was like 10. And for the first part of my computing life, I kind of just wrote them off. So for my first ever video editing computer, I built myself a custom PC. Honestly, this thing was a lot of fun. It was a very exciting project for 14-year-old me. I still remember to the day, 13th of June 2015, 14 years old, I built my first computer. Now, it was nothing special, but what it did give me was a clear upgrade path, and over time, I ended up upgrading that PC to something which could edit video. Now, I initially did build this PC for gaming, but as I started editing video, I realized what my true passion was. It wasn't in gaming, it was in editing. So I started learning, I started researching, and soon after, I came across Final Cut Pro, which, as I'm sure some of you are aware, this is a Mac-only editing software. And again, the more I started looking into it, I realized that Macs were probably the better choice for me. So after a while, I sold my custom gaming PC and picked up a used 13-inch MacBook Pro from eBay. Now, this thing was extremely exciting for me. It was the first time I got to properly use a Mac. It was the first time on a brand new operating system. And of course, my first time using Final Cut. And needless to say, I was hooked. I think in the following months, I learned more about video editing than I ever had with my time on the PC, purely because Final Cut made editing video exciting. And shortly after, I did end up outgrowing this 13-inch MacBook Pro. I sold it again and bought a 15-inch MacBook Pro. This machine was another enormous step for me. Realistically, maybe not quite as big of a step coming from Windows to Mac, but it allowed me to edit more ambitious projects more frequently. I was able to practice more, and subsequently, I got better. But like all good things, this eventually did come to an end. I accidentally broke the screen, and I realized that getting it repaired would cost a significant amount of money, and I just built another gaming PC, so I decided, why not switch back to Windows for a little bit, edit on that. Needless to say, it was horrifying. I remember I was on Premiere at the time. Editing a 6-minute 4K project was almost impossible. I'd have to re-import my sequences probably twice per edit because it just kept crashing. After a few months of this, I decided to make my next meaningful upgrade, which was the iMac. I actually got this thing on discount. It was pretty much the base model, but I upgraded the RAM and oh my goodness, this machine was awesome. Not only could I edit seamlessly in Final Cut again, but also this time in Premiere without any crashes, and my experience was solidified. I was a Mac user. It was also at this point where I started uploading a lot of videos. I finally had a machine that could chew through videos in order to upload them frequently, and subsequently, this iMac edited pretty much every single video that has led to this channel's success. However, Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. Gradually, over the years, my needs changed from needing a desk setup to something a little bit more mobile so I can work on the go. Unfortunately, that machine is not a giant, heavy 27-inch iMac. Oddly. That was the first reason. The second reason is because I didn't want this iMac to lose too much value. The great thing about Macs is that they do hold their value for a very long time. So I did want to hurry up and jump ship before this thing lost all its value, so upgrading would be significantly more costly. Realistically, as it currently stands, a mid-2017 iMac really hasn't lost too much value, and I'd rather keep it that way. It's also, at least in certain applications, definitely struggling more than it used to. Apart from with videos like these, my workflow is actually pretty heavy. I use a lot of pretty intensive plugins, I film all my videos in a high resolution, and certain apps that I like to use like Luminar really don't work too well. So eventually, hundreds of projects later, I eventually decided to upgrade. But what to? Let's talk about that. Alright, so now we're going to be talking about what I'm actually switching to. I've already ordered it, it gets here in a few days. I am very much looking forward to it. And as some of you may be aware, this is the M1 13-inch MacBook Pro. I've spec'd it out a little bit to fit my needs, and honestly, I think this is going to be the perfect laptop. Realistically, a 13-inch screen really isn't a big deal. I mean, I have a 32-inch 4K monitor that I'm going to be using at home, so that's not really an issue. And on the go, the smaller size will make it nicer to carry around. I talked about this on Twitter a little bit, and while some people did advise me to wait for the more powerful ones later on, realistically, the MacBook I have coming far exceeds my needs. I mean, I went with the 16GB model despite the test showing that all I really needed was the 8GB version. I did want that extra little bit of future-proofing, and I think once apps get optimized better, that 16 gigs will be nice. But yeah, I really don't think I need anything else. I'm hoping this laptop is going to be absolutely perfect. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, but it's still kind of sad to see the iMac go. I mean, as I said, this has been such a significant computer, but onwards and upwards, and I am very much looking forward to the upgrade. Alright guys, so that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I'm sorry it's been a little bit shorter than usual. I have got a brand new video coming very soon. I don't know exactly when, but I've already got it written. I think I'm going to start filming it right after this one. As for now though, as always, thank you for watching. Remember to like the video if you want to see more content like this, and smash that subscribe button. I'm done for now, and I will see you guys in the next one.